Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard101 video. It has been quite a bit of time since I've done a discussion piece slash talk video, and I've really wanted to do one for a long time, so here I am back at it again to do one. Obviously, as you know from these, please leave what you think in the comments below as I'm talking. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Just let me know and we'll have an active and nice discussion in the comments on why either I'm wrong, you're wrong, or neither of us are wrong. Who knows? It could just be something that's no one's wrong about. But this is my thoughts on where Wizard101 is going in the future, because obviously KI has been acquired by MGI, but the plans for the future have not changed. They most likely already had an idea for Arc 4, and by most likely I mean they definitely did. And I don't think that's going to change now. I don't think that all of a sudden, because MGI acquired King's Isle, it's going to change. That's just not how it's going to work. They already have a set idea in mind, and most likely that's what we'll be getting. So, first thing. I don't know about worlds. We haven't really... I don't know if there's any past worlds other than Caramel that have been discussed that it could possibly be. The only other world I really know that was mentioned is like Albion, but I don't think that will really be going to that. I believe that might just be a part of another world. But I digress. Most likely... Oh, look at this Polaris guy's skipping. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, most likely what we'll be doing is we'll be getting reports of... where the guy could have gone, the old one, the watchful one, the one that got taken away. Oh my god, I forgot about how annoying this area is. I'm leaving. He got taken away in that pit, and we weren't able to find him. We had to beat the other Cabal members who we were trying to make peace with, because they believed that we did it. We believed they did it. It turns out that none of us really did it. It was most likely the aberrant paradox thing that we fought, or a different version of ourselves, but we still never really solved the issue. Most likely this arc is going to be saving him and making peace with the Cabal, because that's what we were trying to do to begin with. Personally, I believe, from what we've seen, we'll be going to a different world. Said world will have some major problem with it, and as we continue on, most likely... certain things that happened to our wizard, like with the holes that opened up in the ground, I believe that's going to happen again, but probably to a higher degree and a worse degree, because whatever it is, that it's a version of us, I believe, will I didn't mean to look at that, will want to talk to us and stop us from whatever it's trying to do, right? And I believe that will only get worse with time, most likely. And in that case, our adventure to find the watchful guy is going to be a pain, but we're gonna do it. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we enter one of those holes in the ground and we somehow find the watchful guy just because he's vibing there. But again, I digress. These are just theories on, what could possibly be. Now, what's King's Isle going to do in regards to enemies and themes? With how Caramel is, I believe, personally, that the next world is also going to take a more happier theme. Because that's what... Oh, that was loud. At the very least, it's going to be a neutral theme. Now, the reason why I say that is look at how the worlds tend to go. The only exception to this is probably Arc 2. So Arc 1 is Wizard City, which is kind of joyful, but obviously there's still things wrong, but it's still a peaceful environment, largely. Moving on from that is Crocotopia, which is a very dark slavery theme, which obviously is awful, and we need to free the slaves and stop the revived Crocopatra. So there's that, right? That's Arc 1. Celestia doesn't really follow this theme because Celestia isn't really happy. It's more just like interesting or, semi-neutral. And then Zafaria is a bit darker with how the shadows and stuff are going. But Arc 3, it's Polaris, which has a little bit of a happier feel to it. You know, it has a more uplifting feel as you're, you know, starting a revolution, which is good. To Mirage's more neutral and a little bit darker feel. Now, following that theme, Caramel was super happy but had a ton of issues, similar to some other worlds like Polaris. I feel like Polaris and Caramel are very mirrored. They go hand in hand. I wouldn't be surprised if next world is something that falls a little bit down again. On top of that, every single time we've gone to some more, I don't want to say primitive because that's an incredibly pretentious word, I feel like, but basically what I'm saying is we went from Wizard City, which has an established school and everything, to Crocotopia, which is still run by slavery, you know, and has a lot less industrialized kind of vibe to it. Then we went from Celestia, which is super hyper advanced civilization, to Zafaria, which is not very advanced tribal civilization. And then we went from Polaris, which is definitely a decent bit advanced, to Mirage, which is based on ancient Persia. So basically what I'm saying is there's themes that have been following throughout the arcs, right? And I think establishing that, most likely next world is going to be something like Mirage again, where it's going to be a lot less, like right here there's industrialized buildings. You can see this, it's based on Germany. There's like a lot of architecture, and there's a lot of, like, obviously this world is based on capitalism, so that's why most likely next world is going to be something very different, a lot less advanced, and less kind of there. But that's just from my established themes. I'm not going to keep talking for too long about that because I feel like it's not the most interesting topic to most people, but to me, I really like established themes, and I think that that is an established theme that we're just going to keep going. It's going to keep bringing this kind of theme going into it, which brings up the fact that if this is a 3-arc world, the last world is probably going to be dark and dreary. If it's a 5-arc world, which is not incredibly likely, it's going to, the next world is probably going to be a bit more not advanced, but almost pretentious. Like, for example, the Marleybonians had an industrialized, very pretentious vibe where they believed they were better than others. And then the Avalon and the Avalonians, which is based on medieval times and that kind of stuff, which obviously had lords and knights and whatnot, which has another layer of pretentiousness to it. But the reason why I say dark and dreary is because obviously Dragonspire, lava everywhere, incredibly dark. The dark themes are obviously insane in that world, and the entire world is dark. Then we have we have Chrysalis, which is obviously the longest world in this game and agonizingly dark and dreary. And then Imperia, which is also dark and dreary, at least for the first half. And the second half isn't much better. Basically what I'm saying, established themes, yada yada yada. Most likely that's what this arc is going to look like for the future. I'm not going to go into it a ton. I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Again, this is, why do I keep opening those if I know it's going to burst my eardrums? I would like to know what you guys think, because I just kind of made this video as more of a discussion video. Hopefully people will kind of see it and be like, oh, this is what I think is going to happen and whatnot, because I think that this story in this game is very interesting, and I would love to discuss what people's ideas of what's going to happen are. Again, I've already laid out my thoughts. You know what I think is going to happen, what kind of arc themes. Again, most likely next world is going to be a bit more neutral with a bit more darker themes than Caramel was. Well, obviously Caramel had dark themes, but honestly, Caramel is the exception. It had darker themes than any other first world that we've seen so far, besides maybe like Polaris. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, hit the sub button. I appreciate all the support recently. It just hit 800 subs, which is crazy. Yeah. Again, only if you enjoyed should you drop a sub. If not, It's fine as well. That's it. See you in the next video. Have a fantastic day.